who is coming to see my live. I'm Shadow Sister, and this is my Sunday Divine Comedy Purgatory episode 10. And this time I'm gonna make it in the evening. So this is now the setting. I already made it this morning, but then I was busy whole day. So here we are. Anyway, we start now. I hope this light will be okay. And let's get started. So these are the 3 piles. I have pre-selected certain things, but during the reading I will still pull you a Whispers of Aloha, very Hawaiian oracle card to start the summer and tomorrow the July well. But also I have dedicated now my last psychic toolkit I made of the crown chakra episode. Is currently loading, is soon available. I was filming it yesterday, but then I had to edit it. Anyway, I was making there a Cancer reading for Cancers. I was making a Shadow Love reading there. But I was thinking, let's take this Shadow Love reading even part of today reading for every piles. So I'm gonna make the Shadow Love spread also here. But if you're Cancer or Cancer Collective, you can look soon my psychic toolkit, and there is also a reading just for Cancers. And it includes a fairy tale. So part of my crown chakra episodes, I brought their concept of the healing fairy tales, and I was reading whole raven fairy tale for everybody, but also for Cancers, part of the reading. Anyway, welcome. You're very welcome to this sacred space. Let's see what we have here. I'm gonna put all this timer up, so this intro cannot be more than 10 minutes. The piles are following. So pile number 1, Alpha of Alkuan and throat chakra, lapis lazuli. And then we have these 2 couple cards, Ace of Sword, American Legend, and then Queen of Wands. So this is the couple energy. And we have here an erotic fantasy tarot deck for this pile. Then we have pile number 2. It's number 3, Opodire, and crown chakra energy, amethyst. And then we have here 8 of Wands and Ace of Sword, but now it's almost like a mirror at this one. It's interesting how these piles are coming. I'm randomly picking this card, but again, I think last week we had some kind of mirroring thing with 7, and previous week also here also these are like almost like the female is here opposite than here, the masculine is the same suit. There is Sortsonic, hi. So Sortsonic says my name is Manoi. Welcome. It's a pick-a-pile reading. So if you have any question, it's not related to tarot, like a horoscope sign, but it's about pile. So we are picking now a pile using our intuition. So you should look these images. I'm just introducing now the images and crystals, and based on that you select your pile. But then you have a question for a certain pile, you can state it here and I take it in consideration. But just write there pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. So it's a generic reading. Pile number 3 we have here number 2, Cupio di Solvi. This will be white light oracle in the end. But as I also said, we will today also pull live this Aloha Hawaii cards to have a little bit more emotional landscape in this reading. Anyway, we have pile number 3 is about heart chakra, green aventurine. And the couple energy here is Queen of Wands. Interesting, it was also in this pile number 1 already, but here it's in the mannequin piece side. Faro. It's a place in Portugal, and then we have 2 of Swords. This kind of woman turning away. And then we have here a Finnish deck. I'm translating this live when I use this deck. And here we have this kind of shadow deck. These are your options. Soisolo say, do you answer questions? I can answer to pile related, but I would say like if you have a personal question, I have to do them in the end. I have sometimes made really psychic answer to a question, but I would say let's go with this reading because it's gonna be maybe 1 hour reading, but after that I can take consideration those questions. So let's start. We start with the pile number 1, but if you have a generic question, just connecting with the pile energy, state it with the pile number, that question. Okay? So we start with pile number 1. Usually I keep this reading always 3 o'clock on Sunday, but today I was going around, and if so, then I keep it when I'm available. So, yes, and actually I was confused about this question because always before any pile reading, I'm generally reading, because this is a Divine Comedy reading, I'm reading for all the piles. Before I start anything, I'm reading a summary I've made of the Divine Comedy. And today we have a Purgatory chapter 10, and this is the postcard for that, and this is not for everybody. So yes, so solo, if you choose the heart, then you can set the question and I can take it in the third pile consideration. Anyway, let's read this. I already know this is about pride today, but anyway. So Divine Comedy Purgatory 10. Purgatory consists of 7 ledges of terraces carried into the rock face of the mountain, each of which is devoted to purging one of the 7 capital vices: pride, envy, anger, sloth, avarice, gluttony, and lust. Vices are psychological inclinations of a given soul, the personality traits that lead us to sin, whereas sins are specific actions. Sin, unrepented, is punished in hell. Purgatory is the realm where souls who have repented their sins and are safe now purge themselves of the inclinations that caused the sins for which they repented, thus gaining admittance to this place. To this start this process. Here on Purgatory Canto 10, we are past the waiting area of Purgatory in the previous chapters and ready to start the purging process. First terrace of Purgatory is about pride. They see engravings depicting 3 examples of humility. The first form, the life of Mary, and recounts of the Annunciation. The second is a story of King David, the humble psalmist who dances before the Ark of the Covenant and scandalizes his bride wife. The third recollects how the Emperor Trajan is moved by the reels of poor widow to interrupt his campaign. And what was here? Pride is connected to artistry. The prideful saves on this terrace are bent over beneath heavy stones, weight depending on the degree of pride to be purged. Yes. So this was the general reading card for everybody. Interesting that when I was preparing this in the morning, I didn't remember because this is such a big event in Finland. But of course, June has been a Pride month, like a LGBT community. And today was like a big Pride event. And the Pride in this context is totally different that we are talking here. But point is like here, this book, let me show if somebody is new here. I have been going through this Divine Comedy book since December, and I have made 18 episodes, I think, of the Inferno, the hell, and now we are in Purgatory, so we are here. And anyway, it's interesting how these chapters are passing to actual dates, but I'm gonna show maybe some images from here because there is of course pictures here also. Already quite far. There is still heaven, of course, after the purgatory. It's a long process to do this. So we have here, there was this kind of angel in this chapter. And then we have this kind of image of this little text. The wretched woman in the midst of these seemed saying, "Give me vengeance, Lord, for my dead son, for whom my heart is breaking." Anyway, it's kind of interesting book, this one. Anyway, this was now for everybody. So let's continue now. So we have here throat chakra. It's all about expressing your truth, all about expressing artistically also. The pride in this card was connected a little bit to artistry. So it was kind of saying that sometimes you have to be very humble. Of course, you have to stand firmly and like courageously to show your art, but there is something about still being humble, about like not stepping to other people or something. Anyway, throat chakra is always the archetype is silent child, so somebody has not been able to express, and then the positive is communicator, so somebody is finally able to speak what they have in their heart, or not just speak, dance and act or play music, do anything to get this expression out, and that's very good for your throat chakra. So the couple energy here is interesting, the ace and the queen of ace of sword and queen of wand, very positive, like a powerful queen here. This is the sunflower queen with a cat usually. And this ace is like a big new beginning, but also this man would be a really big communicator, like somebody who has aces. It's kind of like a aces in the pocket. That's something to say. They just cannot help. They have to say it. And I mean, it's really like this woman is listening. It's really like a passionate, almost like a in the audience. Like this looks to me like this is the. She's definitely like noticing this guy. It's the couple energy. Looking towards the man who has something to say. Okay, then let's see. This will be your advice card in the end. Alpha of Algol. Oh, this is very bright. We have here. Let's see very soon. But this is the alchemy of this couple. House. We got a house today, and it is first house, Aries. And spiritual is meaning immediately, mental, the way you project yourself, and physical, do it on your own. Very independent, this kind of, I am this person and I have something to say. Yes, very like Aries powers, fire powers. Like this is totally Aries card also. This woman could be even Aries in this relationship or have some Aries placement. For example, my Aries placement is moon. What is yours? It can be very active and very fiery energy. But actually, I was just in my lesson that comes soon available. It's a crown chakra episode. I was talking about how crown chakra is connected to fire actually. So it is being in your power to express something. It's like a fire energy, like a fire starter. Okay, let's see the purpose card still. So support, your life purpose fully supports you. So you should trust in this kind of life purpose that you have in mind. That is totally, angels and spirit guides say that it's a good thing. This profession you have is completely supporting you. And we have here also detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you are spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Like this woman is clearly very much like, it's a good supportive feeling here. Okay, somebody's here saying, Yogeshi Cooper, new subscriber like 158. Hi, my name is Yogeshi Cooper Mera. I don't know, what is it? Promotion. Anyway, let's say, if you have a question to this pile, or this is a pile reading, just state your question, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and put there your question. I can include it in this reading. Now we see the couple energy. This is alchemist cards. So this couple has a earth's heart, very grounded, solid. There is like a rose rising from this kind of core. It's really like the root. There is a earth's heart, very, very earthy alchemy here. Let's say growth. This relationship tells me that there is really there is this kind of fire energy, of course. But when you, in the old times, you would burn the forest or the land that you were going to use for the field, the burning actually made it more fertile. So there's maybe something about that kind of burning desire, burning words. It's very, very the soil is fertile, but I'm going to read it immediately. So we start this alchemy, and then we look at the current feeling of your person even. Let's start with this Earth's heart. That's pile number 1. Where is it? And I was today in Brussels meeting a lot of friends, and it was very nice. This is detox your friendship, so it's very good to have good people around you also. It's really healthy to be socializing, to expressing also the social circumstances. Anyway, this is the couple energy. Depth pulls buried treasure. Amidst our phenomenal scientific pursuits, we have yet to journey to the core of the earth. We can only suppose what is there. Such is the mystery of the Coverum Terra card. It is related to the archetypal image of the cave and the 4th chakra located at the heart. This card appears when there is something blossoming deep within that requires our attention, our tending to. It could be a new love, a way of serving others, or an offering to the planet and its resources. In alchemical text, Coverum Terra roughly translates to Earth is a true heart. The journey of discovery will take you through many layers, slowly revealing her gifts. This is proof of Earth's longing to provide, to teach. You already felt the pulse of the Earth's heart. Now it's time to listen, to be a student of her wisdom. Now what else is here? So science tells us that the Earth's core is made of iron. If this card appears alone with the iron card, you can be sure the magnetic center is pulling you. Go in and in. But this is, indeed, there's all kind of materials. That is the material of your relationship, most likely. There's a lot of material there. There's like blooming happening. Wow. These are very powerful people here also blooming. So, some people who has something to say. Let's see now the Midnight Romance cards. We start with this current feelings of your person. It's my special cards I've been making. And now let's see what comes. So here, just feeling with my hands. Let's dig deeper, because this was the deep pile. There's a lot of depth in your relationship. What is in those depths? Let's see. Okay. We have here, I got you, baby. You are safe with me. Psst, Queen of Pentacle. There's actually a pumpkin coming here. Interesting. It's almost like when you have a pregnancy, there is like a different size of a baby, and the pumpkin is really a moment when there is kind of harvest, like this is the ready baby. But it's like, I got you, baby. It's like, it's really is growing a lot of kind of, there is like let's say this relationship, but definitely it has produced a fruit. And if a relationship is good, it's always produce a fruit, even if it's some non like a human being fruit. It can be anything very blossoming and fruitful, and this card tells the same story. Okay, we have here, so there is question to open you for love. I think this is related to heart chakra. This was even connected, this earth heart. Does your love help you to honor your commitment to work things through when you feel unsure or vulnerable? It's kind of reminding you that the commitment is very important here. Almost like the roses here as well. It needs tending to. It needs watering and energy and all kind of like a goodies to rise from here. So you don't give up. You should commit to make this rose garden bloom. Garden of love. Okay, then we have here crown chakra. I channel my highest good and greatest joy to renew and transform my life. Okay, nice butterfly here. Very crown chakra again, guru-like. And we have here throat chakra. I speak from my heart. The frog has something to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm so intuitive. I'm just thinking like sometimes, I don't know if this is not related, but yeah, it's like when you are in, I don't know if I can say this. I'm not gonna say this. Let's say, no, the French people are called like frogs for some reason. I don't know what, but I was starting thinking like, I speak from my heart. There's some kind of like a very loving French style frog here. Okay. Some mon amour. Okay. But I don't mean bad, the frog. It's just like French people are like, there is some kind of stereotype that they are frogs. Anyway, weird. Where this comes from. The King of Cups. Do your thing. Oh my God. The showstopper, the love show. So there is some kind of love show going on here. And there is this kind of king observing when the seal is here making the tricks. Do your thing. Then root chakra. I forgive and release the past and live in the here and now. Kind of interesting animals showing up here. And then solar plexus chakra. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Okay, there is some kind of like these two persons are very strong people, and I think they are trying to psych themselves up that they're able to do good things, because the solar plexus chakra is totally like the willpower. But start from your self-love, of course, all the power, all the sunny, like this is a solar queen here, but it is sometimes you have to put the love first yourself, and then you are like able to love the other, something like that. Anyway, we have this queen, very like a lovingly tending garden, very countryside queen here. Maybe it's like a summer garden type things going on here. Anyway, now I will have, these cards are like emotional landscape. I created them previous weeks. I'm gonna take them now for you. So do it this kind of interesting way. We take this one, and the bottom of the deck will be your emotion. So there is something about wild. Things are wild, kind of like this nature and all. Okay, this card also drop here. Trust in God. Okay. Wild and trust in God. These two. Then we have adventure, wild adventure. And then we have writing a book. For sure, if you have a wild adventure, it can become a book. This is this kind of emotional landscape that why not now created here. Next thing, we go a little bit deeper, and this is meaning very much deeper. First of all, we have this erotic fantasy tarot. And secondly, I'm going to make a shadow love reading I was using now in my crown chakra episode of the Psychic Toolkit. The lessons to learn how to be in your power. And the chakras have also archetypes. So in that lesson was about guru and egotist. Understanding how to be that kind of guru. But this one now, we are gonna make the shadow love. The shadow love at what is you need the most. Let's see part number 1. So in this relationship, this is needed the most. Then, let me see, what was the second one? It's the positive side of this shadow, that you have this shadow, what positive is to have it. Because shadow is often, I do my shadow readings always, meaning that we do shadow work actively here. I support you doing it with the cards. If you alone, it can be harder. Or you don't even understand what the cards are meaning, so I'm helping you. But now we see the outcome when you are having this shadow. Shadow is like things that you put in the dark because they are not accepted. But this is currently outcome when you have this. So shadow love. Wow. Beautiful, very wild nature indeed. But the maiden is here, 4 of sword, waiting energy, almost like a dead soldier card, but this is like a maiden. Start to think about this kind of twilight meadow even, but it's waiting there a little bit. We should cover this in the YouTube. But so there is this waiting energy. There's something about you don't think that you can have something right now, and you just have to wait and wait and wait. There is some waiting shadow, like totally. The saddest thing would be that whole summer goes, and first the flowers are in bloom, but then the meeting never happens. This is also the blooming queen. It's totally connected to this kind of, it would be the sunflower queen, but this is very active queen, but this is kind of almost like in this meditative state, like resting, just resting and resting and resting and sleeping the life away like a sleeping beauty. That's the shadow. Which is interesting that you have this Earth's heart. It's like there it is. The person actually has so much love to give, but it almost like the personal growth or something takes ages, and so this Princess the Rose is just, Princess the Rose is just sleeping there and waiting the prince. A bit like that. That's the shadow love. Okay, so what positive thing that you keep here while just laying around and waiting? Wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups. So practically you or this other person, you are a complete package. You are the wish fulfillment to somebody, almost like a person to get married. Like you are completely here, like ready to put the wedding dress on or something. But this bride is ready, but it's just sleeping. It's just waiting here. It's waiting kind of here also. Like what's happening? Why we are not married yet? A bit passive energy, like waiting energy. But still, she's very beauty. She had a beauty sleep, let's say, that she's very rested, relaxed, ready. Saved in time even, because kind of like it's almost like this freeze. Things are freezed, almost like this frozen bride. It's ready, but it's frozen in time. Okay, and then what is the outcome when you have this shadow? Okay, 3 of Wands. So there is a foresight. There is possibly even this card shows me really like a sexy side, like the person is still standing, not doing a thing, but is seeing that things are possible. There is at least hope. But still, everything is this waiting energy. It's almost like she spiced it up a little bit. Like she actually put this kind of sexy clothes on to make it happen. Like something is gonna happen soon. Here she was like naked, like a dressing room almost. Then here is like ready to go to some gig, to listen to the rock concert, I don't know. This is the outcome. Ready to go, but still not going. Oh, there's some questions. I don't know how to answer this question. So somebody, Reno Zeno, is asking, was Lucifer innocent? I'm not here to answer some questions like this. I mean, should we look to the cards? Anyway, I'm focusing now on the pile number 1 reading. So we have here, anyway, this is the love shadow. Things are not happening. Still, the King of Cups is seeing something, is like almost like this is also, I mean, this is a delphine here, and this is like a seal, but it's also like performing here. Well, this is like visible. I think it's noticed this pride, even it's sleeping the life away, something like that. Trust in God, very strongly here. Telling about like whatever is the situation, you should just trust in God. Be really like a humble. So we talk about the pride there. Sometimes you being humble is what like makes things happen. You don't have to always be so like full of pride or something. It's this kind of more humble energy is needed, and trust in God is kind of like able to even pray when you have some issue, like this person having these hands. What about if she would start to pray? Would this actually like ease a little bit the situation? Just put the trust in God, because this is even the above. It was very above here. Not take it too serious, even the time has passed. Okay, let's move forward. This timer was here up. Let's put it back. We're gonna read now the Aloha card. So I have here for you Whispers of Aloha. And today there is also my paper cut about 8 of Swords. This is completely in your head. It's like a negative kind of energy, but here this 4 of Swords, it's a resting energy. That's the shadow. Of course, opposite often is the solution. Stopping the procrastination, taking action, not waiting anymore, but taking the bold action. While here she's completely ready to be married. This is the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. And immediately, the way you project yourself, do it your own. Maybe there is something you can do. It's not so like you cannot do nothing. The heart is producing a fruit and a rose. It's really positive energy between this. Even looks like things are invisible and nothing is happening. Anyway, what is pile number 1 now needing to know as advice from these cards? Sage Advisor 35. Seek the guidance of lived wisdom. Okay. Seeking older advice. Indeed, she already is in that age that she has seen the life, and she can give this young bride some advice. Maybe a granny. Somebody wise who has been there before, been already married, know what it's like, and give some sage advice. I'm gonna read this. We listen too few older people. It's a good thing. Turn to someone who has information, understanding, or has experienced what you are facing. Hard-won lessons bring knowledge, compassion, and a robust value system. When seeking the support of an elder, recognize the wisdom and experience that has formed their resolve. As a person ages, the ability to process new information may slow, but aging does not affect reasoning or intelligence. Maturity brings insight and the ability to make discerning choices. The lived experience of others can offer you broader perspective, like visiting someone with a time machine. The stories of an elder can transport you to another world. It can be fascinating to listen to their trials, tribulations, and achievements. You might find some pearls, inspiration, or something to ponder. You might also be reminded of what is most important for today and your tomorrows. A beautiful woman smiles with happiness. Her neck is adorned with the shell. The shells represent transcendent wisdom and enlightenment. And there is something about Hawaii still I'm gonna read because we have this Hawaii theme here. In Hawaii, the grandparent or elder is referred to as the kapuna. A kapuna has the skills and experience to be a sage keeper of knowledge. In the past, a kapuna would be responsible for teaching and caring for the children. Kapuna may also refer to ancestors who are taught to lend their spiritual knowledge to help their families. Elders are held in high esteem. The community strives to treat the kapuna with love and respect, and they are consulted for their wisdom. Now, indeed, we are going to read this. Alpha of Alkuan is also your advice card. 24. Let's see what we more can still learn about this. Procrastination can happen indeed when you are like having resistance even. Telling you, anybody who do any creative work, there is always fears. But you have to work on them. You have to stay on the sunny side of life. Let's see what happens here. A positive twist of fate and a windfall of good fortune are destined to you. Brightness and hope will alleviate negativity and give you the strength to find your way through a time of adversity or challenge. Finally, you will experience peace, love, and deep connection with your true self and the universe. Good things are on their way to you. The brightest star in the Pleiadian star system, Alkuan, holds the frequency of love, the sacred feminine healing power of compassion, and the grace of mercy. In the midst of ancient Greece, Alkuan was so in love with her husband Zeus that she referred to him as Zeus, and he referred to her as the divine wife of Zeus, Hera. Zeus was so irritated by the real Zeus. There we come to the pride conversation. So the real Zeus was irritated by such grandiosity that when Zeus was at sea, Zeus struck his ship with a lightning bolt. In her grief, Alkuan threw herself into the sea. Moved by mercy, the gods transformed the lovers into kingfishers. These birds embody the spiritual medicine of abundance, love, prosperity, peace, and happiness, bringing blessings of hope and healing to humanity. So the wife still loved this guy so much that there was some kind of miracle happening and they became kingfishers after all. Anyway, this is your reading. Pile number 1. I think I move forward. This things back here. I have 26 people looking live. I'm happy. These readings are getting some audience. Me, I'm fairly new reader. I've been doing this for 2 years and now I get more audience lately. So if you have seen me, been here around for 2 years, but now somehow people are noticing more. But I have this course content. You can always check. It's having 7 episodes. So the next pile number 2, we are going this we put away. This is a Van Gogh related painting that I made into a deck. So we have this deck here today. Where is this crystal? Okay, so this is your, let's put here this. Your couple energy pile number 2 starts now. Is this good? So always if you have a question, make a pile, which pile the question is for. So 8 of Wands, billiard player, has a connection with Ace of Swords. Looks like a bit like a party girl. Maybe there is some casino going on here. It reminds me a little bit, today I was visiting a Titanic exhibition and people were indeed having kind of party of their life before the ship sank. And this woman looks a little bit like being in some fancy party. And he's playing. So let's see what's happening here. Obedire will be your card, advice card. Then we have sign is coming here. So your sign is Capricorn. Spiritual, your goals, mental, the day-to-day reality of, and physical, use the most business-like way. So there's some Capricorn business energy in this relationship. Like a work is very important. I mean, he's maybe professional billiard player or like something in the bar environment, and she's also almost like some showgirl. So anyway, there's like a use the most business-like way. It's present in this relationship. Capricorn energy. Then we have purpose, animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. There's something reminding about how animals can be very empowering to keep around. I've got 2 angel cards. So partnership. Allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So keep eye on the partnerships. Something very positive. Very work related again. And then we have power of prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love and answers are waiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. And when I was like looking into this how you can heal the pride, because that's the kind of theme of the day in the Purgatory episode, praying, being humble and praying is one thing. Maybe you should be speaking to have a good conversation with the God. What you want, what you wish. It's okay to ask help. Anyway, here we have the alchemy of this relationship. So we have a Jupiter. Very expansive. This has been in the previous week also active. And this episode today is connected to Wheel of Fortune. This is the 10th episode. So Jupiter is connected completely to that major arcana card, Wheel of Fortune. So it's here. But this is lucky connection. There's something like a very lucky. It's really blessed and lucky, something here in this connection. Jupiter. Maybe they are indeed in casino. They are some gamers. I don't know, but they are in some game world players, I don't know, but they have a high game. Whatever is happening here, it looks like a party setting, but as well might be some fortunate moments, in the sense like if you have any games, maybe you are very much winning, but have a lucky hand. I don't want to encourage people to gamble, but I mean, I see in this, maybe you have to ask guidance from the card eventually about this whole thing. But here is expansion, possibility, fortune. So this is the alchemy of between this couple. Jupiter is often a welcome sight, emerging from the darkness, shimmering with possibilities. It is the planet of growth, expansion, success, and elevation. When this card appears, the future is full and bright, perhaps even dazzling. Everyone wants to be around Jupiterian energy and to claim a little for themselves. So there is like a magnetic feeling at play. The work is to keep Jupiter's bigness in balance during the wave of expansion that's taking place. Its shadow is most easily seen in celebrity culture, excess consumption, and messaging of never enough. You may begin comparing yourself with others or assessing your value. Don't double judge yourself for this. Jupiter happens. Instead, realign with the benevolent message in your heart. What truly needs expanding, it's likely not your followers or your bank account. There's a movie you could watch, Almost Famous. Let's see now the current feeling of your person. So, Jupiter, what do you want to give to this couple? What kind of luck? What are the current feelings going on here? Show me, Spirit. Show me. Show me. Give me. How much can you give me? Okay, something deeper. Let's dig deeper. Ooh. Okay, one more. I want to have one more. Love. Where is the love in this? Where is this? Okay. Is there any love? Feeling good. Nina Simone. Nice. Feeling good is exactly good fortune thing also. It's like everything is just working. There is this I don't know if I can sing it. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom in the tree, you know how I feel. I'm feeling good. Feeling good couple. We have also here, interestingly, this is my favorite song that was, unfortunately, this was an unlucky situation. If you talk about Jupiter, it's always the wheel is turning. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes not. And this is the unlucky moment that my favorite from Holland, from Netherlands, Joost Klein, was disqualified because he just got upset with one camera woman. But this is an Europapa song from the Eurovision. Europe, let's come together. Europapa, it's now or never. I love you all, Europapa. Welcome to Europe, stay here until I die. Europapa, stay here until I die. Europapa. This is very rhythmic and beautiful song. With like a Japanese vibes also here. I really wanted this to be. There's something about this fame and fortune. There's a lesson here, like even if he was disqualified, everybody loves his song still. Everybody is parting it still. He became maybe even more famous because he was like, the song was good. There was a drama, but eventually the song was good. Then, shy. In the couple, there is a shy energy going on. Hiding, nervous, hinting feelings, keeping cards close to chest. I mean, this gamer is having a card close to chest. Fear of rejection, trying to read you from far. There is a little bit this energy, like this girl is here looking other direction and he's like, psst, you wanna play with me? One game? Should we play billiard? What do you say? Are you hearing what I say to you? And then it's no, she doesn't hear. Let's see what else. Heartbeats. Okay, music going on in this party. My heart skips a beat when I think of you. Best things are felt with heart. Music in my soul. Soul dancing to the rhythm of life. Oh, shy, but music. And then we have here crown chakra. I acknowledge that all my past experiences have brought me to this moment of love and total acceptance. Here also crown chakra. I create my life consciously and with love. Oh, there's a lot of crown chakra message here. Crown chakra. I'm love. I'm joy. I'm freedom. And then I'm peace and serenity. Then we have root chakra still. The universe supports my growth and development. This situation has taught me to be free and happy with myself. There's two more. So question to open your heart chakra. Can you experience love for yourself when you are unhappy or lonely? So even this couple would be a little bit lonely. They had not yet met, or there is something between that they are lonely. Can you still keep your heart open when you are unhappy or lonely? There's a challenge here. Maybe there's very much work here. Something day-to-day life, reality of. Solar plexus chakra, I'm the prime decision maker in my life. Very work-oriented this too. Okay, so these are the current feelings. There is some partnerships, power of prayer. I would say they are very focused on their work. There's something about that, and there should be getting with this feeling good together, something like this. Now let's see this feeling. Oy. Okay, so everything came just without me even doing this. So first is heartfelt. Then we have pure heart. Now I'm gonna take this. Okay, this. Crazy about you. So there is that. Then we have emotional landscape, also fearless. So that is here. Okay, there's here. Joyful, lasting love. One more. Sky is the limit, dream big. So a lot of nice things here. Emotional landscape here. Now we're gonna look the shadow love, this couple. Between the billiard player and the showgirl, what's going on? If I categorize it just simply like that. This is the as above deck, very powerful energies. Let's see if the Jupiter energy shows here, but we are looking now the shadow love that you need the most. Pile number 1. Let's charge this still. Where is my stone here? So what this pile number 2 needs the most, that is the shadow love now. Positive about having that shadow love. And then the outcome, we have 2. Thank you. Here we have, okay, that's a bit like a war card, this one. Disagreements, 5 of Cups. Of course, it's a lost card, but in this deck, this is almost like the goddess of war. Very Maybe it's a bit scary how speaking the truth this woman is, because I mean this is completely having the ace. This woman in this pile is the talkative one. Maybe those truths can come a little bit like she indeed is. This is the whole theme of this purgatory reading, is pride. It's a little bit proud woman. There might be something about that causing a little like arguments or something, but we're gonna read from this book this story. But this is the shadow love, some very strong female saying very strongly about things, or being like this is a war goddess. Some war. Then we have here is the Three of Cups. It's this water. This is kind of like a very beautiful spring. Positive thing about this. We can understand more when we actually read the stories, because these are making, like, this is the war and this is the peace. Really, like if you look this, it's very like kind of Ace of Cup kind of looking. All these birds chirping around. So there's some kind of social interactions are very joyful or peaceful, but alone this person holds some kind of grudge. Maybe this, what is it? Like Capricorn is often connected to devil, even maybe there is something like, let's see. Then outcome when you have this shadow. Oof, what a cards. I'm not gonna take the reverse. We have here the star and the circle, which is Hangman. Star Hangman as an outcome of this love shadow. Hangman is the alchemist. In this kind of is like a sacred circle. Almost like keeping these ceremonies. Some spiritual leader. Alchemist indeed is making things happen. While she's also cooking the pot here. It's also like a star card, completely alone, shining like a Santa Lucia here. That's the outcome. They both are like a marking of something, but alone, and time not having time for each other, possibly. Making their magic. Interesting, you have these two angel cards here and they are landing top of this. So partnership, it's almost like advising this alone star to seek more for partnerships. And power of prayer, it's already in the sacred space. It's like pray more. You do well. God is listening. You are there and you are being seen and heard. Even if you think alone. There's a lot of spirits around you gathering. But power of prayer is here reminding. Really in the field consciousness, if I can give you a little lecture about that, it's really important to see how things are forming. This I feel is meaningful, really, that they are landing like this. Okay, let's start reading this, because this is a love shadow. This can stop you, this war mentality. What is that fight? Or is that fierce? What is that struggle? It's a war card, yeah. Exactly. Older even than the classical Roman pantheon, Bellona is an Etruscan goddess of war. As we know this with Aphrodite, war is sometimes closely linked with love and relationships. We don't mean war in the usual sense, of course. In terms of relationships, the word war is symbolic for clashing of wills and desires, when one party wants something and the other party doesn't want that. Bellona as a war goddess is particularly invoked for victory and for something that is very useful in obtaining that victory, strategy. While Bellona may wield common elements of physical destruction, swords and spears, I mean, this woman is completely having the sword here. One assumes her most deadly weapon is her mind. The reminder here is to make sure your strategy is sound before taking your first step. Be clear on what you want to achieve and think through the very best way to achieve it. It may be difficult, for as the belladonna symbolizes danger and deception are all around. So the Five of Waters indicates a highly dramatic situation with all parties involved feeling highly charged and restless. Communication is off, relationships are faltering. It will take a cool head to navigate the situation. So that is the love shadow. There is some kind of chaos that this person has to use a highly strategic mind to survive in this kind of world. Of course, that's not very much in female power, because when you are feeling safe as a female, you can love more and be more open to this kind of creative empress style. But if you have to be always in your head, that's not good for the relationship. It's kind of cold energy. But sometimes, yeah, you have to survive, so you have to use all kind of skills you have. It's like a tower card. Sometimes the foundation is not strong enough, so you have to make a new one. It's talking about that too. Able to address what is not going. Then we have this Three of Water. Three of Cups. So water energy, emotions. Creation and fertility is the positive side of this. I mean, we are coming to the fact that indeed this is a powerful woman here, but maybe should focus on the feminine energy. What is that strength? It's not all about the masculine mind. The Roman goddess Flora is known for association with springtime and the flowering of the plants. She protects plants from rotting and helps young girls as they approach womanhood. Everything about her is young and fresh and filled with beauty and promises for the future. Within her creation, the fragrant blossoms of spring are many blessings. The color and scents revive and refresh our spirit after months of winter dreariness. Within the flowers are elements that will eventually become fruits and vegetables to nourish our bodies throughout the year. Of course, there is also the promise of death and decay as part of the natural cycle of life, but for now, all is lovely, lush, and delightful. The Tree of Water denotes a happy time of plenty. There is not just enough, but more than enough. Enough to put by for a rainy day. Having something set aside gives a sense of security that makes the present even more enjoyable. There's this wisdom of putting things aside for the rainy day. Then I don't think I go to read about these cards now, because these are clearly major arcana cards and this is outcome of this love shadow. So all these hardships, all this struggle, this chaos, and the kind of fighting, but finding your like a spring, has anyway made these people very strong personalities. So how, let's see the advice card now, how these people can be together, because there is heartfelt, pour hard, sky is the limit, dream big. There is really maybe very ambitious couple who is very work oriented even. But be humble sometimes and pray even for God guidance. It's not bad. Let's see now the aloha. What is going on here? Aloha. Sign number 2. Consider others, 22. See from your kind heart. The kind heart, there's a pure heart, kind heart. Look at this picture. We read it. "22. Being thoughtful and considerate help you identify with others. Caring for someone other than yourself moves you into a life filled with love, kindness, and fondness. It may seem easier to focus on your own needs, but it's far more rewarding to consider those in your life or community. Being mindful of others may entail listening and giving support, allowing someone to go before you in a long line, or donating time or unused items to those in need. Raise your awareness of how individuals are coping with their given circumstances. You may enjoy becoming more involved in a community. When you choose to be more caring, you will naturally become more sensitive and know when someone is upset or feeling a little blue. You may be just the ray of sunshine they need. When you find positive ways to support others, you add value to your life, feel more connected, and create healthy ways of sharing with others. Reflect on how this image makes you feel. Tune into whether someone specific comes to mind as you look at the men sharing a moment. I'm gonna read this background. This background story is always interesting in this book. So the men in this image touch foreheads in a greeting thought to have originated in the Polynesian island. It is done in Hawaii and also in the Maori culture of New Zealand, where it is called the hongi. Two individuals press their foreheads together or may touch their noses to one another. Ha, the breath of life is exchanged in the hongi. Sharing breath is symbolic of joining energy to create a connection of unity. As a greeting, the hongi diminish the separation of being a visitor from outside the community. It signifies a shift to include someone as part of the community or land. The touching of the third eye is a way of acknowledging an individual's divinity. The ritual of sharing breath is a gift from the gods. The Maori culture tells how God molded the shape of a woman from the earth. He held this creation and blew his breath into her nose. Immediately, the woman sneezed and became a breath on her own. She was the first woman of creation. Yes, I started thinking about this COVID thing. I mean, I should not even say this word, but maybe people have got a little bit isolation about this kind of sharing breath or being so close because there's all these fears about illnesses passing and all. But this is some old wisdom to really let a person get close to you. It's not bad. Yes, these are very similar. One is having this kind of pot on fire, one is making a chakra space here, circle. So they just have more people maybe around. I think more connect, more closer. Get a little bit closer, will you? And then we have this advice card. Obodire, number 3. Pile number 2's final words. Exit. So we have: do not turn away from your path, nor from what you know in your heart to be true. No matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate, trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in practical ways which contribute positive energy to our human collective. Leave this reading here. I think this matches very nice with this kind of positive morning sun. The mist. Find some spirit connection more in your life. Power of prayer and all these things. Okay, so let's see. Now we go to the pile number 3. Have you find this reading interesting so far? I recommend listening those songs that come up. Can be nice extra to this reading to listen. And yes, this goes away, and we have a pile number 3. Okay, a little bit aloha mixing. This goes away. So last but not the least, we have a heart chakra pile. It's always already indicating that there's a lot of love. A lot of love. So I'm using this Finnish deck here for the shadow love reading, so it will be translated from the Finnish deck. This is Farukangani. Shout out, please. Yes, this is a pile number 3 now. With the heart chakra pile, we are starting, and today I will make you a shadow love reading. What is your shadow love? Is the love that you need the most? We're gonna look at, but the couple energy here is Queen of Wands was also present in the first pile. But here again, but this is a Faro in Portugal. And then we have Two of Swords, a woman looking a little bit away, but very fancy Belle Epoque one. Two of Swords can be very intuitive process. You have the hope and fear combination. Like sometimes, indeed, the fear can win, and then you cannot, like, you should hope and wish more, but it's like, it's hard to believe that something positive can happen, and this is very positive, this card. Doer Queen can be female or masculine using this energy, but it's like the sunflower queen with a cat. So this side is actually very active and artistic and positive and intuitive and all this wand energy. Anyway, heart chakra here. We will Kupio dissolve. Also number 2 will be advice. See the sign that is coming. Scorpio. Spiritual, the extraordinary power of prayer. Okay, again, in this pile is advice, the prayer. Mental, the highest and lowest aspect of, and physical, control the situation, and this is here. Purpose card is career change. You embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. Lighthouse. Some light. Then we have employment change also. Your career path is leading you to a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Let's see now the love alchemy. So we have iron. I think the pile number 1, or which one was mentioned in this pile, was mentioned the heart, rose heart in the ground, that the iron is very magnetic, but maybe we read immediately. It's like the heart has a very big magnet field. Then we have the iron here. Lighthouse is very visible. Something maybe too bright for this woman is looking away. Maybe things are getting too bright even. Okay, let's see what is this iron ferrum. Iron is that 22. 22. Alchemy between this couple. Iron. Magnetism, reliability, and Mars. Iron is reliable metal that can withstand great pressure. Over the centuries, we have come to utilize this metal extensively, mixing it with carbon to create the steel bridges, highways, and infrastructures that span across the globe. In alchemy, iron is associated with the planet Mars and shares its qualities of being strong, assertive, and potentially warlike. When the iron card appears, there is a call to rely only to the reliable. What truly supports you? What have you already built? Iron dwells at the center of the earth, so when all else feels lost, go inward. There is a deep magnet there that pulls you towards what is steady and true. For the moment, put your words and weapons down and let yourself be held by the structure that is already in place. Go deeper, read about the warrior Ogun, known as the god of iron in African mythology. And what else is here? In esoteric wisdom traditions, Mars and iron are associated with the gallbladder. It may be time to contemplate what can be broken down and what must remain. Yes. We even indicate some conflict. I just remember, like in the previous pile, we even had this war goddess Bellona. Maybe there's some explosive energies. I mean, this is like a fire sign related. Queen of Wands is like the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Maybe there's some powerful fire-like energy. And in the chakras, I think, yes, there is two things. I have mentioned the crown chakra is connected to fire, but also fire is connected as an element to the heart. You can have a fire in your heart. Maybe there is something like that. Okay, so now we look at the current feeling of this pile. There was somebody who has chosen this pile. If you have a question, you can always ask. But we are feeling now, current feelings of the person is here. What is happening? Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Wait. What is this? Dig deeper. Okay, now we stop. Okay, one more. So we have here, third eye chakra. Life always offers me an opportunity for growth and development. So butterflies having a connection. We have you and me. We are divine. Love, faith, trust, counterparts, and dreams do come true. Make a wish, forever yours. Nice. Crown chakra. Who I am is me. More butterflies. Flying stars and butterflies. What is this? Is Finnish. Innostunut. This is a Finnish word if anybody wanna learn Finnish. Innostunut means excited. Innostunut. We have here, loving yourself is complete when you choose vulnerability over safety. Loving yourself begins with celebrating yourself. It's made by Bellhauser. Choose vulnerability over safety. Bob Marley, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Hear the children crying, one love. Hear the children crying, one heart. Saying, give thanks and praise the Lord, and I will feel all right. Saying, let's get together and feel all right. Then we have, if you can imagine it, you will get it. If you can vision it, it will happen for you. So dream big, baby. We only got one life. and you have the power. There's really this kind of excited energy, like things can happen, things can manifest. There is love, faith, and trust. Beautifully so that we have the heart chakra here, very loving. Usually when heart is open, it's very trusting energy also. So Mustin Kip has said, if you tend to live in your head, it's probably because it hasn't been safe to live in your body. It's a good point. The body is important part of your life. Often shadows are showing in our body what shadows we have. To reflect this, that maybe you were living too much in your head, like this Tour sword completely. This woman is living in the head. This is the moment when there is this Tour sword like this, like what is the decision I should make? But if she's more hopeful, if she has faith and trust, yes, she can make a right decision intuitively, even not knowing all the elements. So grounding, real you, soul mission, integrating souls, truth, deep, ancestor, wisdom, allow, feel from within, starseed, grounding, higher vibration, stability. There's really this ancestral, like root feeling really believing this kind of like a, yeah, iron is also very deep in the earth. There's a lot of magnetism there, like maybe in the root level, feel like a connected. And then intellect and intuition, truth and love to express with your mind and heart. The mind is companion, the wife of the king of heart, and the world is their home to be kept bright and happy. Very loving. It's so nice to have a heart chakra pile, and here is all this very, very like hopeful messages. Let's now have this emotional landscape. With one koch is going on. So we have here feelings, emotions of this. Okay, this came like that. Confident, but also loving. We got you are love of my life. Oh, bit like this root feeling, like we are totally gonna grow all together. And then elegant. There's some elegant, nice taste. They admire these beautiful butterflies. Okay, so now we go to the interesting part of the reading. We're gonna look at the shadow love. What is the shadow love that you need the most? What is the shadow? What is the positive side of the shadow? 2. And what is the outcome? Okay, one more. Thank you. And now we see, okay. Queen of Pentacle, good-hearted mother, good queen. What has happened to this mother? Being a mother or becoming like a, or being this good queen, something is hard about it. It's like Empress card in the minors. Like she has so much like a wisdom and wealth in this forest, but it's almost like now it's a dark forest because it's a shadow. It's like actually all the shamans and mystics and everybody are always going like in the dark forest to find the way. And if the spirits are not happy how they come to the forest, indeed you get, what is this saying? Echo. You get what you sow. Something has poisoned this forest. This has become a dark forest. Supposed to be this beautiful, abundant queen, but now she's like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna give you anything. Keep all it to myself. This is some shadow love here. That this abundance is what you need. You need this giving everything like mother you need, but you don't have the mother around you. There is not that female energy around you. The inner female energy is like completely like lights are off. She's just sad. She doesn't want to give anything. Okay. Then maybe we look immediately from this book because these are Finnish stories. Shadow love, mielikki. Queen of Pentacle. Queen of Pentacle in the shadow. There's a whole story about this lemminkäinen and this one warrior person after a woman had to have an impossible task to capture a moose and had difficulties. So if the forest woman is showing to be poor and showing to be in the bad clothes and like kind of like resuisena, you're not gonna catch anything from this forest. She's not like showing up in the fancy clothes in front of you. But this mielikki is very kind and generous, and she is full of the love and light and feminine energy. And she is very respectful of every single being in this forest. But she wants balance and harmony. And she's taking care of her environment and to protect all life. And when everything is okay, she takes care of herself and the body also. Is very safe and motherly figure and very balanced. And she has a strong connection to nature and it's like a peaceful person. And she, as a goddess, can give unexpected gifts. But there is this thing, you have deserved to get those gifts if you get them. If you don't, you must be too pride, greedy, selfish, lazy, and she will lock her house. She will not let you in if you are like that. So she notices if somebody is egocentric. It's a Finnish sentence. Jos sinusta tuntuu, että et koskaan saa mitään mitä haluaisit, kannattaa miettiä, lieneekö pyytäjä typerä vaiko antaja itara. If you don't get what you want, you can ask yourself, is the person who's asking stupid or the giver is like not wanting to give anything, like a greedy. But this card reminds you to handle the life with gratitude, and even if you have challenges, be grateful what you have. This grateful attitude. Okay. Anyway, this is in the love shadow. Something about this good woman is now. She cannot be feeling safe, for example. A positive side, anyway, that this is a dark forest here, is Väinämöisen kaskituli and the kultainen nainen. Okay, this was an interesting thing. First of all, there's a fire created here to make the land fertile, but here the smith was actually making a fake bride was really like a making a bride out of gold. But this golden bride made out of gold was very cold, and indeed like a gold, but gold was definitely not like this. Maybe this is a bit like what is the positive side? Because the wisdom here was that actually she will look beautiful and all fancy if she's like bringing a good luck. And here we have this woman who's completely like made out of gold. So maybe it's a good omen, even though the smith had to make this. Maybe this makes the person dream more what they can be, or like there is this kind of dreaming of the ideal when the regular life is like a dark and not like this. Then there is this idealization, projections maybe, but this is a positive projection. There is almost like manifesting. Anyway, there is this wish to have this wife, or like a perfect wife, or like a almost like you can make it, but it's positive. Maybe this the making about it, like maybe we read this, because what is the wisdom here? Is nine of wands. Here we have 4 of wands. Okay. We will find out what is this. The lesson here is like the perfect woman or human being doesn't exist. Everybody has bad and good qualities. So the smith made from the gold the dream woman, but it will never be alive. But there is like hard work. Ah yes, when the smith was doing all this work to get this one girl in the north, anyway, the girl was like not even having good temper, and not like a kind like this would be here. Was like a heartless person eventually, like all the work done, and then this woman was actually not even nice. Because even the person was chosen because she looked good, just not thinking about how she was inside, but just outside. But this maiden she married, the woman even died, and then the smith made out of gold another woman, and he tried to remove the bad qualities, but trying to make this perfect woman, it was useless. But you should never marry because of the gold or treasures. Never go for that. Some lesson is here, but this is a positive side. Maybe there's still this idealization that is a positive thing, but issue is here. We have issues in this forest. She cannot be completely trusting and peaceful. Even the ideal is here. Okay, let's see what is the outcome of this love shadow. Again, fire. Tonttu. One-eye gnome. And this kind of fake fires. There's something about fake. Fake. What is so fake about? Anyway, this gnome is also here. Let's read about him. 3 of Pentacles. This is a Finnish Kalevala related deck. Translating from this book. Tonttu is elf. Okay, I just cover. This book is made by Susanna Salo. Anyway, this is what now happens because you have this love shadow. So the keyword is home, taking care of the home, being wise, but kind of like a itsekuri, like a holding your horses, peace at home, family life, balanced. So this tonttu is a very busy worker who feel that has to do their best. It's very disciplined and getting things done. Yes, the very working person gets a lot done, and even the big projects get done in time. And while you work hard, it's really support you that you have this peaceful home where you live. It makes you succeed more that you have a peaceful home. This card reminds that if you have some unfinished project, now is time to make those projects finished. It's the stability and the continuity and getting more richer. I think, interestingly, there is like a dream of like a very like a big wealth or something related to the relationship. That's like a positive aspect of having this kind of, let's say, dark forest moment, or maybe in the forest is like poisoned. There's still like a hope. The forest is burning, some new thing is coming from there, maybe even idealization of how, I mean, here is also worries. It's like a similar love shadow energy here too. Not able to decide, being indecisive. Things are like just in this kind of freeze moment. But then there is like everyday life, and person is able to get things done and finds like a happiness at home. But there is a little warning about some fake fires, and you should know what is the real, and not be like this is virvatuli is sometimes a fire in the forest that doesn't exist, and you follow it and then you get to the swamp and you drown there. A little bit like don't go to this kind of, stay in the safe zone that is maybe your home. Love shadow. Vision stage. Maybe this whole magnetism here existing, yes, but there is a healing that needs to happen here. Even this Scorpio card is advising you the extraordinary power of prayer. Career change, employment change. Something you have to be very trusting and praying, like being this ordinary life, do your ordinary tasks, get those done. Anyway, that is the love shadow here. Now I get the aloha. What is the aloha for you, pile number 3? Aloha. Aloha. What is it? 44. Choose your potential. It's your light to shine. It's your light to shine. Interesting. This fire card here has like a similar. There's also fire here. Fire here. I didn't even read that card. I'm going to read, this is advice card. And as well, fire is connected to the heart. Maybe keeping this card is really like it's a beautiful thing to heat the sauna, to make it ready for everybody to go to this kind of sauna. In Finland we have a sauna, but this could be like a heating of the house, but like keeping the fire up. This is a bit this relationship. And this fire queen kind of man here, it's able to keep the fire alive. And that's a good thing because she's kind of very like frustrated. Maybe there are reasons to be frustrated, but it's a good thing. There's your love of my life, loving, confident, elegant. Not everything is lost, but there is some kind of maybe idealization a little bit. So choose your potential. You have an immense capacity to recognize and accomplish your potential. You can be confident, trust your voice, and be filled with joy and satisfaction. It might not be easy, but you can take the necessary steps and make changes to align yourself with your potential. To realize your full potential, live accordingly to what you hold most valuable. This standard is connected to how you see yourself and the world. Whether you know your values, they're part of your life. Take a moment to identify what they are. Your values could include education, responsibility, reliability, honesty, family, respect, and more. Imagine a situation where you must evacuate your home and only in 5 minutes. What things would you want to make sure made it to safety? If you value knowledge, you might save books or diploma. You might grab a family treasure or an old guitar. Think about what this item represents. Imagine you have the power to make all your dreams for your future come true. What does your deepest desire have you doing? Is there a skill set you still need to develop to achieve this reality? Realizing your dream life may take time. Acknowledge your gifts, abilities, and the areas you would like to improve. Recognize the effort you make each day toward attaining your potential. Really, this gnome is here having the same mentality. Each day, do something. And it grows bigger. The bowl of light symbolizes the light you hold within yourself. This is the true essence of your being. Think about whether you have diminished or hidden your light. If so, it's time to let it grow and expand. There's like a background for this Hawaii about this. Early Hawaiians believed everyone is born with a bowl of light. This bowl also holds your essence of goodness, power, and well-being. Your light begins the day full and bright, but you alter it with your own beliefs and transactions. When you become angry or upset, it is as if you place a rock in your bowl and obscure the light. If you take on the judgment or criticisms of others, it adds more rocks to your bowl. Eventually, the rocks in your bowl may diminish your light. Getting your bowl back to its original state of light is simple. Imagine turning the bowl over and allowing the rocks to fall away. That means really letting go. You can accomplish this through cleansing, releasing, or meditating on the magnificence of your beautiful, bright light. Okay, and last we have still this Cupio Dissolvi. Beautiful card. Getting also very sleepy. Number 2. Anyway, I have this commitment I have made to this channel, so even if I'm tired, I'm coming here to make you this reading. So here, advice from the White Light Oracle. It's time to let go. Things are working out in their own way. Trust that your heart is wise and is leading you on a soul healing journey and the right spiritual path. Spirit wants to bring you a blessing and resolution, but you must let go and allow it to happen. Events are unfolding according to a higher plan. Even if your plans are going awry, know that all will come together at the right time and in the best way possible. Surrender your struggle and hold on to your faith. You do not need to be controlled control in order to be safe and have things work out in the best possible way. In an often spiritually deficient modern culture, we have developed a kind of mystical amnesis. We have forgotten the genuine, effective, astonishing power of spiritual intervention that can be evoked by an open heart. This oracle brings you a message from the spirit. There is a problem in your life that seems very real and substantial. Yet, if you approach it from a more mystical perspective, desiring spiritual connection and healing, that issue can dissolve. It can be absorbed into a spiritual light and be healed. It can transform in such a way that your current viewpoint of suffering will cease to exist. There is a path for healing you have yet to recognize. As you let go of what you think should or must be, you will recognize a perhaps unexpected path to your true healing and inner fulfillment opening up before you. The Latin phrase cupio dissolvi refers to a desire to dissolve, to be absorbed into a luminosity of the soul where there is beauty, relief, and peace. To enter into such a state requires a loosening of our attachment and fixations upon our problems in the physical world. This does not mean we deny our troubles. In letting go, we give spirit permission to heal the state of heart and mind that has led us into these difficulties. It can be surprising just how much we hold onto the things we wish to be freed from. Yeah, it's like about to resist, persist. You should not have such a big resistance of this healing. Anyway, it's beautiful as this lighting coming even from the heart. A lot of fires here, a lot of similar cards. Anyway, I think I end this reading here. Getting very tired. It's busy, almost 2 hours. So many cards. I hope you liked it. I think I'm not gonna make any personal reading now. Like if somebody wanting to ask a question still, I did say it in the beginning. If somebody's hanging there, I did said that I could pull some cards, but I'm feeling very tired now. So if I don't see any questions, I leave this reading now here. But I hope you liked it. If so, give me a like. Subscribe if you didn't, and check soon. I have put it already in the membership, this 7 crown chakra episode, but soon I will put it public also. So there is a content for you to learn to be even more spiritual. And also there is a heart chakra episode, so you can learn a little bit more about this wisdom here. Anyway, thank you for seeing this episode. I'm gonna announce it's the last one before I go to holiday. So I will still do next Sunday a reading, and then I will be 1 month away. Okay, bye.